It's Week 4 of the National Football League, and we'll see the Golden Eagles' athletic linebacker. He'll get after you every chance he can get on defense. It's the Golden Eagles and the Voyagers, next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Mexico City team as they enter play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visiting Parisian ball club, they come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now a stoppage here for an injured player, and it's David Montgomery who is struggling a bit. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Levis out of the shotgun now. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Brian Thomas, his second touchdown on the season. And the Voyagers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. You'd have to imagine lost 3 straight games. Scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them. And also, it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. When you look at this defense, They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
10 more there and another first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The third down conversion successful. A gain of 11.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy.
And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Purdy looking to throw.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Golden Eagles respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Here's Levis. There's Chris Olave.
And he's brought down. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. And a huge play that time. And even 40 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact.
Sanders diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But, you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Barkley, inside handoff.
And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 3rd and 3. Now Purdy.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
Here's Hardy set to return. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Paris offense out to have another go at it. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, you know, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Another run with Sanders. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. From the 43, here's 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. Steps away to his left. Powering his way forward. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Levis from the gun.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Now Levis. Open man right side. That's McConkey.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Myers' kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Throwing here, Purdy. And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A first down carry for Barkley.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. In motion left, Robinson.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Purdy.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he stopped immediately there.
2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go with Sanders.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Levis. Short throw caught by Pitts.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Levis looking to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
They'll try and run the option. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Back to throw, it's Levis.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run. It's Sanders. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Levis back to throw.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away.
Back deep is Charlie Jones.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Got a man downfield. It's Otten.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Here's Purdy. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we close out the first quarter of this season. In that first half, we saw the veteran Miles Sanders doing his thing. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Purdy now to throw.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Complete to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
And he'll work down inside the 45. Now a 2nd and 6.
They'll go to Barkley again.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
2nd and a couple.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Purdy from the gun.
Eluding the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on second and goal. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on third and goal. Back to throw. Purdy. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7. A running play, it's Dowdle.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Levis sets up to throw here.
On the move to his left. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Here's Jones on the return. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. And Jones will go in motion right.
To throw again on second down. Purdy. That's complete to Robinson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
Escape. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And this will be a gain of as he gets it to the 30.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Levis to throw it. He completes it to Olave. He's got room at the 30. Down the right sideline.
And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
2nd down and goal.
Levis.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Voyagers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now up to 14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Gets through and now an opening.
Saquon Barkley.
And he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Mexico City as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Up the middle with Barkley. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Back to throw, Purdy.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Purdy looking to throw.
Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Brock Purdy
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Golden Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
The Voyagers offense and quarterback Will Levis ready to go to work once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Levis. Short throw caught by Pitts. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Dowdle. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Levis in trouble. Down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll come on to kick this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Golden Eagles offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. And they'll accept that penalty. Looking to throw. Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Operating from the gun. Purdy. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Back to throw. Purdy. It's complete to Robinson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Now Purdy. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, You have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. Delay of game penalty. Ships them back 5 yards. Makes it 3rd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Certainly a rarity for all but an elite couple of quarterbacks in this league to have a 100-yard day on the ground. Heck, even running backs don't hit the mark as often as they used to. Nice to see them keep calling his number once they saw he was in line for a special game.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 157 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing here, Purdy. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This is 2nd and 8. Purdy. He dumps it off to Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 4. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Forced out to his left. Take this one in for a touchdown. Brock Purdy. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Golden Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Levis to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down.
What a huge play at this point in the game.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Levis. Pass complete. Thomas.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers.
There he goes, right side.
Down to the 10.
And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Butker now to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Levis.
This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them. Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Levis, he'll look to throw it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And there it is, the standard symbol. Taking a knee means that one team won, and the other one obviously lost the ball game. But now that team that won is 2-2. After the first 4 games, I think they're okay with a 2-2 start. Not overly happy, but at the same time, not depressed either.
You mentioned to me breaking down a season in quadrants. So the first quadrant is kind of a check, as you said, for okay. Not great, not bad.
Yeah, right now they're just holding serve. They look forward to their next 4. Maybe they can make a surge there.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Mexico City, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week.
Meanwhile, for Paris,
they'll sink now to 0-4. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6.